We are live. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. We're glad you're here. Come on in. Chat is live. Chat is live this morning. Though there's nobody in the chat yet. I don't think just StreamYard wanting to remind us how messed up their current layout is. Wonderful.
Yeah. Messed up and expensive. Pack it in, StreamYard, will you?
I was trying to be nice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've gotten rid of my account, so, or I've stopped paying for it. Put it that way.
We are looking for options.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
And if you're listening, StreamYard, if you'd have just kept it at the same price, I'd have kept paying. But you doubled it.
They doubled
Did
it.
they really? They
At
doubled
least
it?
doubled it. At least doubled it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did they justify that?
Oh, they just keep putting more and more. It's like any tech service, isn't it? They keep putting extra things on that you don't really need, and then they say, "Look at this service that we're providing you, but we do have to fund it, so we're going to put the prices up." It's like, yeah, but I didn't want all that. I just wanted the bit where we could stream and have people. No. You wanted this.
That's been my gripe, about my television. I used to be able to just turn it on and put BBC One on. Now it takes me 5 minutes to get to BBC One because I've got to click all through these bars. And
I would say that's a good thing now.
I don't watch BBC.
I don't watch the BBC anymore.
The only thing we watch now is things on YouTube, and that's suddenly got 19 adverts every 2 seconds.
It's getting
and
ridiculous.
I want to get rid of the lot.
Yeah, just read. Everybody, just read books.
I think StreamYard's getting back at us this morning. We're already grinding.
Is it? So. We're already grinding. Yep. It's probably because I don't pay for it.
Superman, folks. Going to look at some Superman this morning.
Superman. I saw your review or your opinions on the film.
My notes, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of liked it.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I liked it well over Snyder's Man of Steel and the way he was portraying Superman before. It's a younger kid, 3 years into his career. They have a big, not quite a scroll at the start, but they explain to you where everything's at. 30 years ago, this happened. 3 weeks ago, or 3 years ago, this happened. 3 weeks ago, this happened. So they set the stage for it, and then they don't explain anything. They just set you off with it. There's Superman, and there's Lois, and there's Daily Planet, and everything's there.
Right.
But that was their way of giving an opening, and then they added. It was an interesting salad bowl mix of eras and plot details from a lot of different things. And then they threw Crypto in there, and I guess this first time that he's been live action, at least not at the theater. He might have been on the TV show. But Gunn was a big fan of Smallville, so he dragged a couple of those plot points that hadn't been used before that they used in Smallville and plopped them into the movie. And Lex is especially evil. There's a lot of really nice Easter eggs in it. Metamorpho's in it, and he looks like Metamorpho, and he acts like Metamorpho. It's really nice to see. So they haven't done that before.
I saw a poster for the FF, and they all look like the FF, apart from the mustache.
Yeah, Pablo.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to act like it, though, from what I can tell.
Silver Surfer's a woman.
Yeah.
That's going to cost them really hard. They don't know. It's just,
It's already cost them one. That's me.
Yeah.
The thing mustache finished it off.
The thing with Superman is that they're not using dead serious stoic modern interpretation of the character. They're going back to the Gunn is a big comic fan, and he's gone back to the good stuff and dredged up a bunch of that. And
except one thing about his parents that I know of, but
his parents are weak, No.
Well, yeah, a bit of that. I'm talking about his.
With Jor-El.
Jor-El, yeah.
That was in Smallville. That
I know. I don't care if it's in Smallville or not. Smallville isn't Superman as far as I'm concerned. Smallville is just some Smallville is no more relevant to this film than the last film.
Yep.
Or any series that they put on the television. As far as I'm concerned, it's all about the comics. And whether they put that in the comics or not, I think it's shit.
Yeah.
The original was they sent him to Earth and they said, accept him and he'll look after you, and there was all that aspect to it, and to make out that he's been sent here to basically be Space Hitler, but he didn't do that because his mum and dad made him out to be a good person, or his adopted parents made him out to be a good person. So.
I thought in the Superman comic they just put him in a spaceship and blasted him off, and he ended up at Earth.
Yeah, they did, but they did contextualize their messages to him.
They aimed him at Earth.
Yeah, they aimed him at Earth.
They knew where he was going.
And
they wouldn't have just shot him off into space and said, "Good luck, Chuck." So,
they also spoke to him in English as well.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, it's comics.
Yeah, that's better than Supergirl. They just stuck her out there and let her float. I guess she hit an anomaly or something and was in suspended animation for 20 years. So, I mean, in the comics, yeah, that's why she pops out of, she's supposed to be his older cousin, and she's not. Marvy in the house says hello. Hello, Marvy. Hope you're doing well. Friday is the day. At what time you're launching the Atlantean? Hope to be at home.
Oh, I couldn't tell you what time. It'll be.
Says, hey, guys,
it'll be in the evening.
Marvy says, have seen Brightburn? That movie was awesome. A bad Superman? No, I haven't seen it.
Marvy,
I know of it, but I haven't seen it. Hang on.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
There we are.
Come on.
Sweet. That's thick.
It's 392 pages.
Oh, I should go up and get the stuff I got.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Open that up a little bit. Let's take a look at the work.
So it's a bit like Windsor Smith's Monsters.
Oh.
Is it now?
There's not a lot of lettering in it. There's not a lot of... I've not read it yet, but there's... it's very visual. It's good though, but I don't know if you've seen Monsters or not, but it's similar to that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got Monsters. Yeah.
But there's not a lot of text, but it looks pretty good. I've only read a few. Well, when I say read, look through first few pages. So, and it's thick.
PBR in the house. Good morning, PBR. Hope you're doing well. So I need to run upstairs and get the stuff I've gotten. The last somebody, I think last Sunday, mentioned that DC was doing large collections again in inexpensive formats, and I went and got a couple of those.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. I'm gonna run the opening.
You do that.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Thanks to Marv for putting me onto Alone. So there's other work by the guy as well. So I'll be checking that out soon.
Yeah. Okay. Looking for the stuff. Here we are. There we are. It's Sunday Funnies for Sunday, the 13th of July. Friday the 13th is on a Sunday this week, or this month. It's all good. Hope you're doing well. I'm having a good weekend. Got the daughters coming over later today, and going to have the grandkids stomping around the house. That's something to look forward to.
We've got some guy putting a new roof on across the road, and it's tapping since 4 o'clock this morning. But anyway,
since 4? Holy crap! Really?
No, maybe
as soon as the sun comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting a new roof on. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
That can't be good for your sleep. You don't sleep much anyway, right?
I was up at 2 o'clock again this morning before he started. So
there you go. Yep.
I don't sleep a lot.
I figure you got to enjoy every sunrise you can get your hands on. So that's just me.
Yeah. I just want a decent night's sleep for once in my life. I don't think I've ever slept 8 hours through.
I gave up on that about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't happen. They used to, when I was in the hospital, they were waking me up every hour and a half, and that completely shot my sleep schedule. That and the wife going into work at 4:30 in the morning.
They wake you up in hospital for you to take a sleeping pill.
Yeah. Oh no, they woke me up one time to tell me my sugar was too high, and I had to take this pouch of the nastiest tasting I don't know what you would call it. It's not even like a serum. It's like one of those condiment packages you get at a fast food restaurant. They made me take the entire thing. It's the worst tasting crap I've ever had in my life.
Could they not just put some sucrose in your drip?
Yeah, you'd think so, but apparently I was crashing. They said at the time that they were. I had just gotten to the point where I was able to swallow. So, right. And then it's like, here, taste this. It's like, oh my God. Jeez, worst tasting crap I've had ever. Wouldn't wish it. I took a picture of the packaging just to show everybody. If you ever see this, or if you ever are asked to taste this, don't
put it in your mouth.
Don't put it in your mouth. It's terrible. Folks, I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman, Arrow Comics. We are currently doing the Atlantean. I'm writing. Russ is doing fantastic artwork on it. We took The Shadow Kingdom, which is a classic, iconic public domain story by Robert E. Howard, the first Cull story, really the first sword and sorcery story, and adapted it, and then took those characters and continued Cull and Brule on with the Atlantean and the cast that's there. And we've done 2 volumes already. Russ is working on the 3rd, on the artwork for the 3rd, which will have a campaign out here next week. And I am currently scripting the 4th. I'm having a great fun time with it. So appreciate that. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, please introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer and artist and sometime publisher. I wrote this book about my visit to Jack Kirby many moons ago in the late 80s, early 90s. And you can get that through Amazon and New Haven Press. There's also on Amazon a magazine I put out, variations on a theme about Kirby. This has got interviews and articles on his work. So it's just pure Kirby. That's on Amazon. I also draw things, and I just completed this. I don't know what it's supposed to be for, but I'm just trying different kinds of things. But I just did that. I showed these guys before. Sort of a Cull the Conqueror type of person. And if you go to Fund My Comic, you'll be able to get my Hatch annotated book. Hatch is a cartoon figure created a long time ago. And this book, it shows you how he came to be and all kinds of stuff. It's got lots of published and unpublished works in it. And it's over a year now, but I used to publish Comics Limited, which is a magazine about comics, surprisingly. 100-page comic magazine. You can get this on Amazon, as you can with all my other books and things. Check it out.
Cool. This is one of the books I went after.
Plastic Man.
Yeah.
Plastic Man by Jack Cole. Look at that.
Lovely.
We've looked at Plastic Man and Jack Cole's work in the past. Here. Nice color.
Yeah.
Nicer paper stock than I was expecting. I was expecting newsprint, and it's actually pretty glossy.
Did Jack Cole ever draw for Mad or anything like that?
No, just Playboy.
Just Playboy. Well, yeah, that's a good gig.
Yep. He got approached by Hefner right off.
Nice work if you can get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he lived on Playboy for a couple of years. So also got the Justice Society of America.
Oh, look at that.
It's got the stories from All-Star 3 to 12 in it.
Let's have a look inside.
Some of this artwork is a little rustic. but it is classic golden age
It's of the time.
of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It's fantastic stuff. Nice format. They look exactly the same size and feel as the, well, not quite feel, as the old Showcase Presents, only they're in color.
Are they? What size is that? Is that a comic book size or a digest size?
That is a comic book size.
Right. Okay.
There's a Hero Bot book
Oh yeah.
right in front of it, almost the exact same size as a
Right.
comic.
Okay. Nice.
Unlike the, and I got one of their digest books. I got the Watchmen.
Right.
I haven't had it in this format.
Just have a look at that size. Ah, right. I see.
It's very different.
We've actually had people ask about digest versions of the Atlantean.
Yeah.
Is
So
that what?
when-
Sorry.
So when we go to Omnibus, I think we should do one in that size as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a popular size now.
Amazingly readable. I was quite surprised at it, and the very tight on the gutters there.
Yeah.
Not much wasted space, which is really nice to see. They've got a lot of other classic runs in this format, but none of them really appealed to me as much as that Watchmen did. But on the DC Finest format, they've got a couple other books listed that I have to try to hunt down now, because they've got a collection of all the Russ Cockrum Legion of Superheroes. And I don't have that collected at all. I think that's the first time they've collected all of that material, and it's really good. It's a Jim Shooter writing the majority of it, and
Is that from the 70s?
Cockrum's 80s, I believe. 70s, 80s. Yeah, they've got the Batman Year 1 and 2 in one volume. They've got a Catwoman volume, a Green Lantern volume,
Nice.
and the Aquaman volume with the Ramona for Dawn material.
Aquaman.
Really nice. Exactly right. Great stuff, and great price too as well. They are
How much? Can't see.
They list at $39. I think it's $39.
How many pages?
I ended up
300?
getting them from Amazon at $25 a piece. The Plastic Man volume is 580.
580 pages. Oh
Yep,
my
and
God.
it's all Jack Cole. They cut out all of the other guys. It's all just the Jack Cole work for the first 4 years. The Justice Society material is 608 pages.
Wow.
Just a little thicker.
Wow.
But also very classic material. Nice stuff to see.
Yeah. Cool.
Great to have. Fun. Anyway, also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK, and I'm currently inking the Atlantean issue 3. You want to find out more about that, about our launch, sign up to the email list over at russleach.com. There you go.
All right. We hope you really enjoy that. Very proud of that story.
It's the apex of what we've done. Everyone has got better, I think. Everyone.
I think so too. Yep.
I've seen some. The only things I've seen sort of detrimental is that some people would like it in digital. Like I say, there's people requesting it in or talking about it possibly being in digest size. So I think when we go for an omnibus, we will put it into digest size, as well as a hardback and a standard floppy, soft cover. So yeah, lots of fun to be had. We've got a 4th issue. I don't know where we're going to cut volume 1 yet. I don't know quite what you've got in your head, Randy, but I think we were looking at somewhere between 4 and 6 issues. So that would be a nice thick sort of 250 to 300 pages of omnibus to get out to people next year. I would imagine it would be this time next year.
Yep. I would say the working title for the 5th volume will be The Heart of the Serpent.
The 5th issue.
The 5th volume.
5th issue. Okay, cool.
I look at them as volumes. Issues
Do you?
suggest that they're small and floppy, and
Right. Okay.
that's not it. We're doing books here.
We are. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're good. People
be
like
proud
the
of.
size. People are liking the A4 magazine format of what we're doing. So yeah,
I love it too.
We got to
Everything
press
on
on. Press on.
Yep.
Especially with the comic book industry the way it is, people are going to be looking for good stuff out there.
Yeah.
Right.
We're looking at the book Superman from the 30s to the 70s. A collection of Superman stories, mostly in black and white, celebrating his first 40 years. You can tell the dust jacket's a little dog-eared. Done by Bonanza Books. It's that classic old Superman.
Bananas.
Bananas. Printed in 71. Printed in 71. We've worked our way up to the 50s. With the girl in Superman's past. By this point, the comic code is kicking in. So
who's the artist on this?
Stories are going to get a lot more whimsical, I would say. Just put it politely. I believe this is should be Weisinger. Yeah. Feral Chestnut Superman. This is copywritten 1959, so we're almost at the end of the 50s here.
So Kurt Swan should be arriving then.
Anytime. Yeah.
Mort Weisinger didn't stop drawing it because he died or anything, did he?
No, he went on to teach.
So he left comics.
I think he got tired of doing comics. Yeah, went on to do advertising and then went on to teaching.
Wow.
I know that because John Celestri says he had he was in one of his classes.
Oh, no.
At one point, and he asked him, if I remember the story correctly, and he asked him for a drawing of Superman, and the guy just kind of brushed him off. And then the last day of school, there was one that just mysteriously appeared at his desk.
Wow.
Oh, how sweet.
Brilliant.
But yeah, this is the heartwarming story of Superman falling in love with a girl in a wheelchair, only to find out that she's a mermaid.
When you said that last week, I thought you were joking.
No.
I can tell you a good joke about that off air.
Okay. we'll round back to that later.
We'll wait. Yeah. Anyway. I really wish Charles was here on these meetings, because he could fill in a lot more detail, I'm sure, than I could. Marvi says, great stuff, Randy. Thank you, Marvi. I said, should be freaking crime to make so much noise so early in the morning. Yep.
Yeah,
he's talking about your roofers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
BBRS is just about to finish the first volume of Al Williamson's X9. It's so nice to read something of his without getting all liquored up. But he still finds a way to put in his spotty pattern that he likes.
Well, he does it because he can.
That's right. He has a weakness for the polka dots. Yeah. And a lot of the panels, really looking forward to reading the next 3 volumes. There you go. Yeah. Got 3 volumes of that stuff. That's great. I always loved the Superman lettering logo. Yep. That's as iconic as it gets. That logo.
It'd be interesting to know who drew that lettering, that logo.
I don't know. I know they had a book out about one of the there was a guy they were noting that did a lot of those logos back during the Silver Age. And they had a book out about him, and I don't have it, but I don't even remember the guy's name. But I thought it was kind of fascinating that all of those logos all came out of one person.
Right.
And they were all done by hand, which is amazing.
Of course, yeah.
You've never seen a sign guy working physical. That's just that's a whole nother art form altogether.
Yep.
A little bit of art, a little bit of calligraphy, just amazing. Saw a guy doing grocery store specials on like meat wrapping paper with paint. He just didn't even just ruled it out and just sat there and went with the brush. Whoop, 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 done.
I told you my head teacher, the head principal at college, was called Arthur Cole, and he was a hand letterer, and he used to do shop signs.
Yeah.
He brought this piece of wood in, and it was about, this piece of wood, no kidding, was about 15 feet long and about 2 feet high. Mm-hmm. And he'd penciled in this name of this like laundrette or something. And he said, right, watch this. This is what you've got to aim for. And he loaded up this big fat brush, and he wrote it in scripted style. And he just carried on walking as he was writing it, and he didn't stop. And it was done all in one go. And I thought, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lost art. That's why I was going about the lettering so much, because it really is a lost art.
That
but I'm glad I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kids who can pinstripe cars with a brush. Just amazing to see.
Yeah. It's all good stuff.
Hands of a surgeon. These are pretty standard pages here for the time, for what it was. A lot of lettering. Bit of exposition there.
What did she say then? My mission in America is complete. Is she a spy or something? On the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my mission in America is complete. So is she a Ruski? She'd be a Ruski, won't she, in 50s?
This is why she returns at 8 to make her secret radio reports. Her mission, she said, is it possible Lori is a foreign agent, a spy? Lori Lemura, I believe her name was.
Well, there's a clue.
Another double L. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anybody like that. Yeah.
I love Lori, but I love my country too. If she is an enemy, she may be after secret data on the secret scientific research being done at this college. I must search her room for evidence when she goes out to dinner.
He's forgot that he's taking her.
Yeah.
But he could do it at super speed and take her out for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a new thing. That was a new thing in the movie that I had never heard of before. They blamed the reason people couldn't see that Clark Kent was Superman was because his glasses had a hypnotic power.
Oh, that's just stupid. Stop it.
The lenses. Yeah.
That's just stupid. Stop it. Stop it. There's no need for that. No need for it at all.
But I was waiting at the end for everybody to wonder where the hell Clark was while all of this excitement was going on.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody even bothered to ask. Just like at the end of Jurassic Park, I was expecting a Tyrannosaurus Rex that never happened. See here, she's actually a mermaid. The state dam has burst. There are homes in the valley. I've got to stop the flood as swiftly as possible. And she goes, wait, Superman, I can be of use. I want to do what I can to repay the people here who have been so kind to me. I understand. All right, Lori. Because I suppose it would have seemed crazy to anyone else. After all, what could a paralyzed girl do to help me on a mission requiring superpowers. He gets her over the water and she jumps out of the chair and he finds out she's actually a mermaid.
Oh dear.
I like the way he just chucks her in.
Yeah.
He didn't know beforehand, did he?
But when the truth about Lori and when we reached the flood scene, she suddenly threw off her blanket and dove into the waters.
Don't you love the Americanism? Dove.
Yeah.
Dove.
Spelt like dove.
Yeah. Dove into the waters.
Dove into the waters, just as I suspected. Amazing as it may seem, Lori is a mermaid.
Ta-da!
Just as he suspected. Did he not look underneath the... He's got...
He respects people's privacy.
Right, okay.
He learned that lesson after his dad yelled at him for using his x-ray vision in high school looking at the girls' gym.
Oh.
Yeah. You know you do that. It's just silly to think that you wouldn't, really.
But you see, I want to know why he's not looking through his x-ray all the time. What does he do to make it change?
Squints.
Does he squint? Does
Squints.
he? He takes his hypnotic glasses off, does he?
He just squints.
Oh dear.
What's the deal with Superman and odd gals? PBR
Gals.
says. First, there's forehead-laced Lois, and now a fish girl in a wheelchair. You would think he'd be getting all the supermodel with crazy cool powers. Yeah. PBR says, I want hypno glasses. I know for a hard fact I wouldn't be using them just to hide my identity. Think of all the evil fun one could have. Evil genius laugh. Ha ha ha. RB says, in the second movie, Superman kissed Lois and made her forget about his secret. I would get laid a lot as Superman and make them women forget. It's kind of a Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby kind of move there.
So, well, he didn't say that he'd do it without permission. In all fairness. In all fairness to him, he never said that.
Oh dear. Do not lose heart. Atlantis has sunk. Oh, okay. Oh dear.
I guess that first. Just as I guessed, that octopus didn't harm you because you talked to it. Yeah, I projected my thought waves to it because talking is impossible underwater. Silly.
Yeah. What a stupid thing to ask, Superman.
We see people have mastered the art of reading minds. Telepathy enabled me to learn your secret identity. Wahaha. So she knew who he was. Those glasses didn't fool her. The reason the story is in the book isn't just because they introduced Lori in it, but because it's very typical of the type of story Superman was dealing with in that period. Yeah. And here he kisses her and lets her go. Later, I stood on the cliff alone, looking for the last time, the only woman to ever ask whoever I'd ever asked to marry her.
Mm.
Oh, poor old Lois left out in the cold there.
So he's doing a bond then. He's just getting married to one girl.
He was in love. He falls in love with Lois later.
Yeah, I'd fall in love with Dinah Rigg as well.
There you go. That reminds me of Superman. I suppose he'll never ask me to marry him because it would mean giving up his Superman career. I guess he'd never do that for a woman. Lois will never know that Superman almost did once.
Ooh.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, there you go.
There we are.
Be careful what you wish for.
Now into the 60s. Look at those covers.
Baby.
Baby.
Baby. Yeah, baby.
You got some Kurt Swan at last.
What's the story of Krypton and the Super Pets? Are they from Krypton too? Yeah, most of them. Apparently, Supergirl brought a zoo with him. With her. No, Krypto, not Krypton. Then in the movie, they show Krypto to be Supergirl's pet. And Superman's just babysitting.
So there's now going to be a Supergirl movie.
That's why he keeps biting his ankles. Krypto does. Oh, yeah, that's already on the books. Script's already done. They're starting to shoot that, I think, already.
Right.
Yeah. Look at that. Why do these initials mean death for the Man of Steel? Double L. And they're flaming, too. Those L's. Great cover.
Flaming initials.
Flaming L. Kurt Swan.
Yeah.
All through this.
Yeah, they all look like Kurt, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
What a great artist that fellow was.
Very underrated, very underappreciated.
The only thing that he lacks is a bit of dynamism. I mean, look at that guy there punching on the first page, halfway down. It's not very forceful, is it?
He tends to look a little stiff.
Yeah, but his figure work is fantastic.
I'd imagine this is Neil Adams here.
Yeah, looks a bit more sinister than a Kurt Swan, doesn't it?
Here as well, that figure.
Yeah.
But the rest of that is all Swan. Yeah, very Neil Adams. Marv says, I would watch a Power Girl movie for a couple of reasons. Yeah.
Calm down, Marv. Calm down.
Marv's Latin blood is coming to the surface there.
There we are. What's her name? Sydney Sweeney. I think they were saying is Power Girl. Makes a good Power Girl.
I haven't got a clue who Sydney Sweeney is.
You need to look her up. She
Linda
also has
Carter make a good Power Girl.
No, I don't need to look her up at all. I don't need to look anybody up.
There you go.
I don't care.
The untold story of red kryptonite. That's where they got the idea for the multiple color Green Lantern rings. It's all these different colors of kryptonite.
I particularly like the pink kryptonite.
I don't think they had that very often.
It was only for one reason. A little bit of diversity thrown in there.
There you go. That was for his clone.
Yeah.
Got exposed early on. Does anyone know the reason for the bus line of Power Girl? Yes, I do, PBR. It's called Wally Wood.
One reason and one reason only. He just wanted to draw her like that.
Yep.
It's not her fault she was drawn like that.
Yeah.
During the series, I think it was Adam Hughes had a constant personal goal to increase her bust size as much as possible from page to page. She's just well endowed. Is this Swan here? This looks like Swan. Does that look like Swan to you?
Does a bit, yeah. Especially that middle panel, yeah.
Nice clean line to it, though. Yeah, definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Anderson inking, maybe?
Yeah.
Over Swan.
Art.
That is a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
It's really crisp stuff.
I'm not sure how a meteorite hitting a submarine would make the hull bend outward. Would bend in. Because that was the big thing with the Titanic, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But it was either the boiler, so the hull would be bent in, bent out, or it hit the iceberg and it would go in. And when that guy, what's it called? Not Cameron, the other guy, he went down there with the camera. The camera cut out at the hole where they went to look.
Yeah.
And then it came on again. So there you go.
Conveniently.
Yeah. Seems like it.
I think they brushed up against the plates that they, the way the ship was built, they were bolted plates next to one another, and the scraping of the iceberg knocked into one of the plates and pulled it open. That's what I thought happened. Oh,
I don't know.
there was something in the there was a design flaw in the making of the ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was because they I saw a thing on it where they were talking about the multiple decks or
Yeah.
it was bulkheads.
Yeah.
And you had to fill certain bulkheads, but because when it hit the iceberg, it's like made a slash down the side. It filled multiple bulkheads.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was it done for.
it.
There was nothing it could do after that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely Swan, isn't it?
Yeah. Is this Supergirl coming in? Supergirl, whose existence is unknown.
Super.
I always wondered what Swan's Spider-Man might have looked like.
That would have been interesting to see.
He's got a bit of a big forehead there, though.
He does.
This Island Earth.
Yeah.
A lot of it going around in this comic.
There is. Yeah, that's yeah. Did people look different then? I think they did. I think people had bigger brains back then. Like IQs have dropped sharply in the last 50 years.
Especially in the last 20.
Yeah.
Especially in the last 20 minutes.
Listen, everybody's IQ drops at least 5% when they've listened to me for 20 minutes.
To me, Kurt Swan is the S is that's the iconic one. His S on the chest, you know.
Yep. It's got very nice serifs.
Yes.
Marvy says, "I just know I love that cleavage." I'm sure he's talking about Power Girl.
Calm down.
Window is more accurate. Yeah.
I don't think he's talking about Superman there, is he?
No, he's talking about Power Girl. PBR says, "I had heard that the artist thought nobody was paying attention to his work and thought he would keep increasing her bust until somebody said something." Says he got my attention.
Oh, all the buttons have changed. I've just noticed that the buttons have changed. The bottom of StreamYard.
Yeah.
Yes, they have. Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah.
Can't they just keep the same?
And also, the pictures a different proportion.
Yeah.
Pictures.
Sorry, the screen image is bigger. It's not fitting in my screen. It's gone bigger.
Oh,
like
God.
when the comments are on the bottom.
Yeah.
Sit on the bottom of the screen.
Oh, my comments are on the right hand side.
Well, I can post the comments to the page, but it just looks bad, I think.
It gets in the way of seeing the art.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Don't do that. Just keep it as it is.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Don't change it.
Don't do that.
Yeah, this is a little thin compared to some of the other works. Might be the printing. I could have used a thicker line here, even though it's got a thick line on it already. It's red kryptonite's made him grow hair. Hasn't made his forehead any smaller, though.
Oh, God, look at that. The dodgy beard, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at yourself in the mirror. Oh, no, my hair, my beard, my fingernails. They never grew on Earth's atmosphere as they would have on Krypton, but the red kryptonite has now made them grow suddenly. Of course, she can't cut him. He just breaks her scissors. She tries to cut his hair. That's a mighty long. We do grow a mullet. He grew a mullet. Yeah. Before mullets were in.
He look in that bottom panel there where he's looking at his nails. He looks a bit like Paul McCartney in Let It Be, doesn't he? With that beard and his hair, little nose.
He trimmed his fingernails with his heat vision.
Yeah, we all do that, don't we?
Yeah.
See, yeah. I was going to say something, but I won't.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just agreeing with myself before getting in trouble. Yipe, yipe. Since when does a dog say yipe?
Wow, look at that hair. It's like that came back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Use time.
Nice mullet there. Very good.
They call that business in the front, party in the back. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh dear.
It really made him look weird, even though he looks modern. Yeah. All he needs now is a man bun. Be all set.
I was wondering when the Bizarros had arrived because I've got this memory of when I was a kid. I think the first Superman I saw was Bizarro. I don't know if it was this one, but
Bizarro.
I remember thinking, how bizarre.
Well, they got it right then.
Yeah. But this isn't Kurt Swan, is it? Is it? It was definitely Kurt Swan that drew the one I looked at. I don't think it was this one.
That does look like his. It still looks like his stuff. Let's see. No, yeah, kind of does.
Yeah,
might be
Bizarro though.
Looks unusual for Swan.
Yeah, that's Jasper Sitwell, isn't it? That guy.
Yeah, it is right there.
Oh dear, isn't that an awful tower? Whatever it is, that building, that's terrible, isn't it?
City here, that's terrible, yeah.
Designed by a mad architect, yeah.
Yeah.
Got Kurt Swan.
It's the Bizarro world. That's the Bizarro world here. It's a cube instead of a globe.
It's the Borg.
Yeah.
Is that Pokemon biting that little circle there?
What? Which part? Where?
The second panel on the first page. That looks like he's going to bite that little moon. Top right. Right at the top. At the top. No. The first page.
Top right.
Keep going there. There. No, you were there. You were there. No.
Top right. Top right. Second panel. There you go. Second panel. First page.
Right.
Second
First
panel.
page.
First page. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
This here? Yeah.
There.
Lousy city.
Yeah.
That's not the greatest drawing of somebody being picked up and flown away, I have to say.
Oh.
It looks like Mrs. Bates, doesn't it? The woman he's picking up. Not in the cellar.
Jens, how you doing?
Hey,
Oh no, we're being invaded now.
Good to see you here.
It's 4 in the evening here, so I was thinking I always join early and then I skip the last part. So now I want to be there for the last part, so I come now.
It's a nice pink microphone you got there, Jens.
Oh yeah, and it's pink,
Yeah, that's what I said.
and it makes me sound lovely.
There you go.
No, it doesn't.
How are you? You're looking at Superman.
We are. We're looking at Superman from the early 60s.
Oh yeah, I really wanted to join this way back when you started, but here I am. I only have the time I have because wife wants me to work in the garden because we have weed all over the places. Yeah,
I understand exactly how that runs.
That's what
PBR
wives are for.
Yep, that too. OMC, how bizarre, how bizarre. Yeah.
How bizarre. How bizarre.
what, me?
No, we're talking about bizarre.
No. We're talking about Bizarro.
Okay.
Bizarro is bizarre. That's the whole point.
Yeah. I know.
Is that-
So Bizarro
Weisner?
is in this issue now. Oh.
yeah,
Yes.
he's in this story.
Oh yeah. Nice. Okay, not about me. Hey, Where did we go? Where are we? We are looking at a baby, I see.
Baby. Oh, here, yes. Marv says in Hollow Man, Kevin Bacon said a great Superman joke. Just put the link in the group to the group. Says to panel, no there, no, second, no, go back. There, you had it. No, that panel, the second one, your other second panel. Made me laugh out loud. Hollow Man not wanting, not writing okay today, and I'm not under the influence.
No,
we
you're
all know,
just
Marv,
distracted by
distracted.
Power girl.
chest windows. Heavily distracted by chest windows.
Distracted.
Distracted. What?
Here we go.
This started.
Get Robert Crumb back on.
We miss
That was
you, Rob.
Friday.
Crunch. That kid's big, isn't he? He's a giant, isn't he?
Say the weird thing.
Okay.
What?
It's nice that kid is about. Looks like he's about 18.
That's that's just wrong, isn't it?
What's he got? What's Superman? Bizarro Superman got around his neck? What did they say? Number one? Oh, Bizarro number one. Right.
That's how they can tell them apart. Because all the Bizarros look the same. So he's Bizarro Superman number one.
So Bizarro
All
Superman.
of them. How many Bizarro is there?
There's a whole planet full of them. There's a whole cube of them.
The what? Shit.
There's a whole cube of them.
Oh,
Oh
cute.
my.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just like rats. If you have one, you have many.
That's it. Yep. They don't know what to do with their kid. I think he's normal.
We all have that problem.
Child abuse there. Look.
Haha. You forgot, Lois. Him, baby Bizarro of Steel. You only hurt your hand. You know, super, because you an imitation of Lois. Oh, you non-super, because you an imitation of Lois Lane of Earth. Ow.
That's
some logic there.
Yeah, some classic writing going on here.
Well, they spoke in broken English anyway, but that's...
Yeah.
That just drives home the point to the kids. If you want to be a Bizarro, you're going to get married and have a kid. But anyway.
It's so bizarre that he didn't follow the orthodoxy. Oh, no, he got married. He did.
So after gaining more skill in flying, curiosity sends the baby on. Why mommy and daddy never took me to visit other people? Me go say hello to lady in this house. Listen, tries to help her with her sweeping. Me use super breath to blow out dust. Then maybe she be my friend and give me candy. She goes, it's that perfect baby who looks like Earth babies. Get out. Nobody wants ugly brat like you around. She's chasing me out. Why she hate me? Me make friends with other people.
So she's spanking him, and now she's throwing him out, knocking him out.
That's a different Lois. He flew around to another Lois's house, blew the dust out of her house, and she resented it because she's a Bizarro. They're supposed to have dusty houses.
and DC wonder why I went over to Marvel.
Well, you better hang in there to follow the storyline, I believe.
This is probably just before the Marvel age starts.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
It wasn't that much better later on, was it, when we were buying it?
No. That night, when the Bizarro father flies to bring back his son, Steel Shell is gone. Where my baby? Him lost somewhere in wide universe. We must find him. Probably ends up flying to Earth. Everything else does. Here we go.
Yeah, there he is. Wah.
Wonder if they ever followed up on that. Midvale Orphanage, where Supergirl lives under the secret identity of Linda Lee. What will happen as this super baby lives on Earth with no one aware it came from the bizarro world? See next thrilling chapter in this issue. End part 1.
Orphan Bizarro.
Part 2. Yeah. Now this might be in the Plastino era too. No, actually, that looks like oh, what does that? Who does that look like? Drew that. He ended up working a lot for Marvel later. I can't recall. He's a big silver bronze artist. Oh man, can't remember it at all. That inking there looks exactly like it though.
What book?
So you said that should look like a Marvel character?
Yeah, he did a bunch of Marvel stuff. Did a little Ghost Rider. Did a little.
Don Heck.
No, not Heck. Oh man, I can't recall. It's one of those guys that always filled in on a lot of stuff.
Don Powell.
Nope. Oh, I can't recall. It's too early in the morning and I don't have enough coffee. Story, and I'm sticking to it. Jim Mooney. That's who it is.
Oh, Jim
That's what that
Mooney.
looks like. That looks a lot like Jim Mooney's stuff right there. So he might have had a hand inking or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he was, because he was moonlighting all the time, Jim, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was everywhere.
It's odd.
I need to look that up. I'm always learning new stuff with you guys. So fantastic.
Didn't
Jim Mooney.
Jim Mooney do a lot on Spider-Man?
Yeah, he did some Spider-Man work, some Peter Parker, especially. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, interesting. Got some Hulk going on here.
Super baby. It's definitely just a slightly different inking style. There's Super Baby sliding up, or the Baby Bizarro sliding up the slide instead of down.
Because
he's Bizarro.
Yeah. Cute.
Me swing around real fast.
Is that a wig come off there?
Is the baby going upwards to slide? Or...
Yeah. He does it. They do everything the other way around in Bizarro.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He's swinging on the pole and knocks Linda's
Wig
off of her. That's Supergirl there. She has to grab her wig real fast, put it back on.
Why did she need a wig?
In order to hide her identity.
Why didn't she just wear glasses?
I don't know.
Yeah, get some of those hypno glasses from the
Glasses would have hit her face. I don't know why she's got a wig at the early stories anyway, because they hid her from the world for quite a few years before they introduced her. So she was hiding all of her powers, and she still had a Supergirl costume on, but whenever she was superheroing, but nobody ever saw it. Superman wouldn't admit that she existed.
Right. Okay.
I wonder why.
So he had to introduce her to the world.
They keep drawing. Look at that. Right, Randy, listen. Left-hand page, second panel.
Second,
like-
yeah, well done, yeah.
Right. Now, it looks like she's falling over.
Yeah.
Same page, bottom left panel is the same pose. She's falling
Oh
over.
God, it is, isn't
Like
it?
a kid. Same page.
Bottom left, yeah.
Yeah. Same drawing. But she looks like she's slipping on the ice, and that car's going to knock her
It's like,
over.
Yeah, it does. She's got
Whoops.
ocean lines here showing she's coming in.
Falling on the baby.
It's getting
There's that
revenge
dog.
for the baby knocking her wig off.
There's the dog, Crypto.
There's Crypto.
Oh my! I thought crypto was a new thing.
No.
Oh no,
No.
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 Oy, oy, oy. My bad.
No, you see, all the writers that were working on Captain Marvel back in the 50s, the Shazam Captain Marvel, lost their jobs. And
The
they
real
all-
Captain Marvel.
the real Captain Marvel. They all ended up working at DC, and they brought all these stupid little devices, these little whimsical bits with them. So Superman got Kryptonite, Crypto. The Superboy stories were already running, but Supergirl popped up, Streaky, the Super Cat, Beepo, the
Streaky.
Super Monkey. There was a Super Horse,
And that guy, you
Comet.
can't say his name.
Comet, the Super Horse. Yeah,
What's it called? Mitzliplick.
Mixpidalick.
Mixpidalick.
He was in the early episodes, but they brought him back a lot during this time period.
Well, I like crypto.
He's
He's
a good
funny in the
dog.
movie.
Does he say yipe in the movie?
Nope. He does.
Is
He does. He sounds like a normal dog in the movie, but he flies.
That's how he disguises his alter ego
He just
by
takes his cape
sounding
off.
like a real dog.
He sounds like a real dog.
He doesn't have to wear glasses. He just sounds like a real dog.
Does he have a cape on?
In
I
the
don't
in the
like
movie, yeah, he
cape-ons.
does.
They never. They put them in the Indian, the local Indian. They put it in the rice. I never like capons.
Horrible, aren't the cape-ons?
Ugh. Ugh.
So this dog walks around with a cape on, and nobody knows he's Super Dog.
He's
Well, they
Crypto.
know when he's got the cape on.
exactly.
I think he's Bat Dog.
Bat dog. Bat.
No, that was
Mike.
Ace. That was Ace the Bat Hound, and he has a
Bat
mask.
hound.
Ace has a mask.
Just in case you know who he really is.
Yeah, just so you couldn't find his secret identity.
So you got a dog with a mask on, and nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let me see if I can find that book.
Bring on the Fantastic Four. And they did.
No. And they did. Yeah.
You know, I work as security, and I grabbed a thief once, and there was a little kid asking, "How did you know, Mr. Security?" I say, "Well, I recognized him. Didn't he wear a mask?"
That's so
Real
sweet.
life, you need to wear a
Yes.
mask if you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
And a
There is-
stripy
Oh, yeah.
shirt.
Yeah. There's
I,
Ace
I,
the Bat
think,
Hound.
I think if there was coming a robber with a mask into a store to steal
Look at-
things,
Look at
Yeah.
that right-hand panel. It's Reed Richards in Batman's kit.
Yeah. Older Batman.
It is
That's-
Reed.
that's not a mask. That's a trouser on the head of the dog.
But that's Batmite writing Ace the Bat Hound holding a picket sign of Batgirl or Batwoman. That's Batwoman. Batgirl's a different Batgirl is there up on top. Signing in.
Well,
They
I
introduced
don't.
all these crazy devices back then just to keep the people reading the strip.
I'll be honest. I don't understand the difference between. Well, okay, I know the difference between a girl and a woman. It's age,
Yeah.
but I don't understand the whole Batwoman, Batgirl thing. I don't. What's that
Oh.
about?
Robin's got to have his love interest too.
Oh God! I thought it was Catwoman that he was into. Batman was into.
That was later.
Oh, okay.
That
They
was-
didn't really start paying attention to Catwoman until after the TV show.
Yeah, I must
I'm,
say that's what you get when you get Julie Newmar on anything.
Yeah, phew, yeah. I am now bat confused.
I'm now batshit crazy.
Yeehaw! Right.
Let's talk about Julie Newmar.
Yeah. But I don't want to talk about her. I just want to look at her.
She'd be a good power girl, wouldn't she?
It's like it's not the male gaze, it's the bat gaze.
Look at that. Oh, she's killed it.
That's
What'd
great.
you do to it?
Oh, my fault.
Change the chemicals to an unknown super explosive. Oh well.
Look at
Baby,
that. Look at that
Buster,
sketch she's got.
Crypto, and I are all invulnerable, so it did no harm, but it affected the baby.
That isn't a skirt, that's a belt.
Yeah.
I know that term because I have a daughter. You're not going out looking like that.
I know you're 30, I know you're 35, but you're not going out
but you're not going out looking like that. I like. I mean, we've taken the pee a little bit, but look at the anatomy that he's got going on between the difference between the child anatomy and the grown up anatomy. I mean, that is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that last face is a bit dodgy, but the panel above it is great.
Yeah.
Well, the face is meant to be bizarro-y.
Yeah. And the dog as well. It's cool. It's very good. It's lovely.
Part 3, the Bizarro Supergirl.
I thought there was a sort of an unwritten law about putting feet in, because all these people, when they're always at the bottom of the panel, the feet go off the panel. I thought you weren't supposed to do that.
Only if you don't like drawing feet.
Well,
you can do it in the 90s.
Yeah, but you had super chest into Captain America. Who was that guy who did that?
Liefeld, yeah.
Liefeld, yeah.
Oh, God, what was that? Talk about bizarro, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But he was doing it and I wasn't. So
exactly. Yes. I mean, I think we can all be honest here. I know Rob would probably Rob Liefeld would probably block me from ever speaking to him just because I said this. Maybe he wouldn't. Give him the benefit of the doubt. He couldn't draw feet, but I tell you what, he did draw some quite exciting work, and he did things differently, and he did well out of it, and you can't knock him for that.
That's right.
My big plus about Liefeld is that he actually learned from his life lessons. Unlike
his drawing definitely got better.
Yeah,
yes,
some of the other image guys weren't as fortunate, but
never changed. Well, what's his name? Kurt. Who's the one that does Savage Dragon?
Eric Larson.
I really don't rate his stuff at all, to be honest with you. And I think his earlier stuff is better than his later stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree.
Again, he's thinking, "What do I care what you think? I'm a million."
Yep. That first page centre panel looks like that guy in the middle is throwing that ball up in the air, but it's actually a planet 15 million miles away.
He's about to serve for the game.
Yeah.
This isn't Kurt's one.
I'm thinking Plastino here, maybe. Yeah, probably Plastino here.
They're very full panels.
Yeah. Oh, she's there with the wig again. First panel, bottom, last panel. Yeah, first page.
Wig on, wig off.
I didn't even know that a Bizarro Supergirl had been created. Well, it's a good thing I recharged the battery of my Linda Lee robot.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah.
So she has a robot for when she goes doing superhero things.
They all do. Yeah.
Oh my God.
A classic side pose there.
Where do we leave off here? Marvy saying, "Hollow Man, not writing okay today, and I'm not under the influence." Says Marvy says that was funny. Who knew the way I talk after reading Al Williamson was bizarro speak? Hiccup. Yeah. I just realized that I have 2 Superman French editions that belong to my father from 1981. Checked it out. Checked it now, and the art is by Kurt Swan. I agree with Glenn. He did the best version. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
'Cause
fantastic.
I'll send a couple of photos later. That'd be cool to see.
Yep.
Jim Mooney did some moonlighting at I am learning Glenn. I am learning
Be a
Glenn
very
is a
funny
very
guy.
Yeah.
You funny guy.
Is it a hypno ring? I wonder what its powers were.
Hypno wig.
Hypno wig. Sorry. Yeah, it was a
Hypno
hypno
wig.
wig.
Hypno Toad wears hypno wig.
Crypto is a public menace. If he humps someone's leg,
he's gonna break some bones, isn't he?
boom. Shattered in 5 places. I couldn't get him to stop. Yeah. I'm very confused. Crypto Dog, Ace, the Flying Dog, Reed Richards as Batman, Hypno Wigs, Zorro Glasses. I think I need a drink to straighten all this out.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 50s and 60s. Here we are. Robots and weird-looking cameras abound. Yeah.
What was like Robbie the Robot with that head on that little aerial on his head, isn't it?
It's a duplicator ray.
Oh.
That first made you my imperfect double. As I hoped, it created that pile of imperfect blue kryptonite from green kryptonite a moment ago. Okay.
Look at the second page, second to last panel. They're falling over again. Them two fall sideways all the time.
They're sliding into home.
If they were redoing this, these Bizarro would be living dead, wouldn't they? They'd be zombies, wouldn't they?
Probably. And gay. But anyway. It's just kidding, gents. Says, hey, what up? The Ninja Genko's in the house. Hypno Toad, you called me. Just kidding, gents. Superman meets Al Capone.
Well, that's a new one.
Wow. She died. Oh, she died. Bizarro Supergirl died.
She died. Who died?
Somehow Bizarro Supergirl blundered into her own death trap. The radiations from the Bizarro kryptonite turned her blue and snuffed out her life. Poor creature.
And snuffed out her life.
Yes. Yeah. And who's that? Superman? It says, poor creature, she's better off that way.
Yeah. That's no problem there.
It's better this way, says. Later, as Supergirl resumes her daily guise as Linda Lee, thank heavens, they're only ordinary babies here in the nursery of the orphanage now. And Clark Kent is back at the planet. How strange that second super baby who appeared on Earth for a while turned out to be a Bizarro super baby. Of course. So those old robots would. Wow. Superman meets Al Capone. Look at that face. That looks weird.
Yeah.
It's got to be Al.
Nice car, though.
Sound effects.
Oh, sorry, that was my sump pump.
Okay, that fits the second panel in page, the first page.
Yes.
Very well.
Yeah.
He's traveling in time.
It's like these artists learned to do one pose, because look at he's got the same pose 3 times on those 2 pages where he's going down.
It's kind of like the poses that work. It's not. I don't think it's quite as bad as Mac Raboy, who did Captain Marvel Jr. for a long time. He sat and did a whole bunch of pages and just photostated them, pasted them in. The same pose over and over again. Saved him time.
Yeah, very good.
It says retro glasses and comics. Now would go beautiful. Yeah. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Headless Bourgeoisie in the house. Nice to see you here. We are looking at Superman from the 30s to the 70s, hardback edition. Going through some of the more unusual, shall we say, bizarro Superman stories. Like I said, nice car. Look at that. I have a wall to draw, and I'm drawing every brick.
17 times.
Yeah. Great. That's a
Just
really
another-
unusual Superman.
Just
page.
just another brick in the wall, isn't it?
Exactly. Look at that face.
Yeah. And then on the other page of the last panel, he's drawn the brick on the guy's suit.
Yeah. He kept the pattern going from the curtains onto the guy's suit. Not much to say about those pages, huh?
No,
Nice odd looking car.
that radio.
Where are we looking?
Center.
Oh,
Center.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good is that?
The old 30s bullet radio. Yeah. Love those. Always wanted to have one of those.
I'm throwing knives at him.
Yeah. Ha! These mobsters must be baffled by my invulnerability. Here in old-time Chicago, they don't even know Superman exists.
You do now.
Loving those clothes.
Says, I knew it. I was waiting for someone to be a brick in the wall. Wisecrack. LMAO and Glenn delivered. There you go.
Wow.
He's got some sharp glasses on there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Bizarro's back.
I guess
no.
Superman can't take credit for that one, Perry. I wonder who was that first untouchable. Yeah. Bizarro meets Frankenstein. Only because the public demanded it.
Yeah, sounds like it. Fan service or something like that.
Yeah. Back to the globe Earth, to the weird looking city. At least they're consistent. Or the cube Earth, I mean. Back to the cube Earth.
Yep.
The weird looking city. More Bizarros. They're pretty popular in their day. They ended up using them a lot.
Only because DC said they were.
Yeah. Well, you know, same thing with gorillas and dinosaurs.
Rawr.
Bizarro meets the abominable snowman. Me scared, abominable snowman, me still champion. Now me go out to Hollywood to prove me world's worst monster, not Frankenstein. Yeah. It says to make a brick. Says, I didn't know that was Chicago. Yeah, he flew back in time to Chicago to meet Al Capone.
God, he's come back to Earth, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Oh,
doesn't quite look like Swan's material here.
No.
I think it's Al Plastino again.
Oh no, it's Bizarro.
Exactly.
It's not quite clear. Is that some kind of Wonder Woman there with your finger?
Or up here? No.
Yeah. No.
No, she's not. They're just Hollywood girls in love with Bizarro.
They're just modeling some great underwear.
They are fans, groupies. Bizarro couldn't make it, couldn't take it. Haha. Me wipe off lipstick, but why girls kiss me and laugh at me instead of screaming? Me can't understand it. He wants them all to run away.
Well, you know what it's like. Opposites attract and all that.
Yeah.
I had more offers after I got married than before. Didn't take them up.
It's a better posture here. Slight lean forward, trying to look menacing.
Rawr.
In with the other freaks. Help, run for your lives. Beware the monster. Wait, we hear them yelling. Maybe they believe me now. There's that pose again. Man, Bizarro.
So how, if Superman is an alien, isn't he? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And he lives on Earth and he gets his powers because of the yellow sun and all that stuff. Where the hell is Bizarro from? I know they're on that cube, but why they like him?
I think they made that the whoever scientist tried to clone Superman and it turned out imperfect.
So what? They got busy and made a whole bunch more. What?
Yeah. So he wouldn't be lonely. Stuck him on a cubed planet. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
When did the whole thing about the Earth's sun happen?
That was Byrne. John Byrne brought that.
Right. Okay. So prior to that point, nobody. It was just he was from another planet, and those people were super strong or whatever.
No, there was some connection to the sun because a red sun would still take away his power.
Ah, okay.
But the way Byrne presented it was like Superman was a battery, and the radiation he was absorbing since he was a kid built up his power level.
Right. Okay.
Makes sense to me.
Which I think they were doing at the time because Siegel was suing for the rights for Superboy. They were just going to remove it altogether.
I did like that device being used in The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
When they set the nuclear weapon off and it clouded the sky and he effectively became weak and fell to the earth. That was cleverly done. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, the first scenes of the movie, Superman's had the crap beat out of him. That's off of the trailer. He ends up falling
Yeah.
in Antarctic and whistles for Crypto, and the Crypto drags him off. But once he gets to his Fortress of Solitude, his robots hook him up to a chair and then soak him with sunlight
Right.
in order to fix him. So, and it's like it's like Wolverine's quick healing.
Right.
So he sits there and gets blasted by the sun, screams a little bit, and then he's pretty much all right. Of course, he leaves before he's 100% because all those heroic characters do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superboy's first public appearance. This is looking like Swan here.
Yeah, I think so.
Back to that nice crisp inking again. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful. Done.
it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Nice brushwork there.
Yeah.
So much text back then.
Yes.
They told a hard story, usually in a short amount of pages too.
I think they were doing full scripts, weren't they? And the artist would just get the lettered pages, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way it went. No, the artist would get it would go from penciler to letterer back to
yeah, of course, yeah.
PBR.
So
go ahead.
So Swan's doing this artwork. He always does full artwork, doesn't he? Apart from when Murphy Anderson's inking it. He would get this story back a few weeks later, wouldn't he? All lettered.
Yeah.
That must be great because it's like a new job, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. Superman gets all the weirdos while Bizarro gets all the hotties. Need I say it? How strange. Yep. Yeah, very much Swan.
Yeah.
Still cutting off the feet though.
Would
Looks
Superman be affected by poison ivy?
No, I just shrug it off.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
never heard about a story where they meet.
Yeah, there have been. Yeah.
They have?
Yeah. Nothing bad.
Six panel pages.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love them.
I'm not sure who's inking this. It's definitely Swan though, doing the pencils. Beautiful inking work though. Love it. Hush, Cameron Payne says. Nice to see you here, Cameron. Thanks for dropping by.
Batman Hush. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Batman Hush.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of, but yeah, they did it in there. Yeah. Hush was good.
I think that's available in the digest size.
Yeah.
That run.
The latest one hasn't been received that well, has it?
No, but they're, modern comics.
Mm.
Now we're getting into the newer Superman 70s. Late 60s.
In color. Bleh.
Kryptonite Nevermore. Is that I believe that's a Neil Adams cover? No? Maybe not.
I know what you mean. That leg, the muscles on that leg look very much like Neil Adams, don't they?
Yeah, the shadowing work here looks a lot like his stuff.
Yeah, I think that's Neil Adams.
That's probably Neil, yeah. Here's a set of covers in color.
Wow, look at that. Look at that bottom one on the first page. The bottom right one on the first page where they're all coming at him. That's great, isn't it?
It is.
Nice composition.
This is all Neil here, it looks like.
Yeah.
Except that one looks like Swan.
I don't know. Look at the hair. It's different. The arm. I don't think that's a swan.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. Nice, aren't they? Nice drawings.
Oh yeah, it's all pretty.
Wow.
Marvy says that book that I have has colored and black and white ones. They were they published like that to save money? Probably. Yeah. Nope. Says I was talking about the pages. Yeah. So many great Neil Adams covers. Absolutely. Didn't they? I think they put a book out of his Neil Adams covers from this period. There's a lot of great stuff. I dig it. I miss the DC trading cards. I wonder why they never really got shine from that Aspects Comics. Got shine from that Aspects Comics. Okay. Of. This is 70's. That's definitely Swan's work.
Good hell. I think I'd rather see these in black and white. Some good work. Good work.
Yeah, I would. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
It switches back here pretty quick.
Wow.
So, yeah, Clark Kent was a TV reporter for a little while for Galaxy news service.
Of course, it was Galaxy.
Yeah. Kurt Swan was an amazing artist. Yep. This is where Morgan Edge first come in.
Was.
Beautiful. Yeah. Hip hairstyle. So he can change in the van and slide out the bottom. The hatch in the bottom of the van.
I think this is Swanderson artwork, isn't it?
It's really likely. Yeah. Yeah, it does look like his inking.
Yeah, because it's definitely Kurt pencils, but you can tell. Yeah,
Murphy Anderson was a great artist in his own right too.
Yeah. Did he do Hawkman?
Yeah. Just he kept inking there after a while.
Yeah.
He inked a lot of Carmen Infantino's work on The Flash and Adam Strange too. That's really where I know him from. Got to moderate a panel with him one time.
Wow.
Very, very fascinating guy. Anderson, that is.
And he only died 10 years ago, 89.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I think Kurt Swan died in 94, I think, didn't he?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Quite a while ago. So you're on a panel with him.
Is that a lot of purple per page? Yeah. Well, the coloring gets kind of crazy. Yeah, I just moderated it, just pointed at people who wanted to ask questions. And kept order.
Just sat there in awe.
Yeah. Yeah. Sat there and talked to him, asked him a few questions, that kind of stuff. Got his autograph. So happy for that.
Nice.
Said, does Superman ever have a vehicle toy? Only if they wanted to sell one. Like the old Spider-Mobile that looked like a dune buggy.
Spider-Mobile.
Terrible.
That is a lot of purple per page, yeah. The Supermobile was made as a toy when I was a kid. Yeah, I believe it.
The Thanos copter.
Isn't that nice?
That's a real
Was
thing.
a lot of
Thanos
Yeah.
copter.
Thanos copter. Yeah. Look at that face.
and Superman suits that Superman can wear. That's always had me thinking, why does Superman need a suit? The material of the suit is weaker than him.
It was all well, how did the story go? I think it was all woven out of his baby blanket that
Well,
Martha made.
the real
Knitted
story
the
is
suit. Is it
the real story is that Reed Richards made it for him.
there you are, unstable molecule. Yeah.
No, I was thinking about the mecha suits as a
Yeah.
toy. So you could put Superman into a mecha and he could fight. But I was like, yeah, fight Transformer. He could bend Transformer without the suit.
I don't think he needs a suit. Yeah.
Well,
Here's
it
some-
sells.
Bottled city of Candor there. It's a Kryptonian city with a whole population. Superman ran across, ended up bottling it up and putting it in the Fortress of Solitude till they could figure out what to do with it. They never did figure out what to do with it. At least that I remember. That was a big thing there for a while. He would shrink down and go in and have adventures in Candor.
Yeah. Remember those. There he is destroying the Watergate tapes 10 years before Watergate.
Yeah. Best thing about the Thanos copter was that it had Thanos written in plain text on the outside. There you go.
Just in case you didn't know who it belongs
case.
to.
Exactly. Put that ink here. A nice panel. His forehead is more reasonable here.
A reasonable forehead.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Damn. It's just, I just love the way that, I mean, you look at Clark Kent's face there on the left,
Yeah.
and it's just a few flicks of the pen or the brush, whatever he's using, and it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And then that crowd shot there where they're all breaking up their guitars and stuff. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Here's a blammo.
Blammo!
Tear it down, wipe it out. Superman is leading us. Destroy. Oh no. Not destroy. I mustn't stop them. The music is telling them that what must be done, and I must join them. Break it up, tear it down, wipe it out. Yep. Must be punk rock. Tank Ferret in the house. Good morning, Tank Ferret. Hope you're doing well, man. Dull banana yellow, the Thanos copter. Yeah. Hey, headless. That little robot head looks a lot more impressive in black and white.
Yeah, it does. In fact, the whole artwork does.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, definitely Murphy Anderson
Absolutely.
muscles there on Superman.
Yeah. Beautiful brushwork.
6-pack.
Mm-hmm. And so weeks later, Superman, make them turn that off. Please don't let them torture me like this. Sorry, Horkin. It seems all the other prisoners like rock music.
Yeah, think yourself lucky they're not using pliers.
Cameron Payne says good morning. Superman breaks loose.
Ooh.
I really like
Swan
that
again.
silhouette.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
This is an attempt to actually power him down, Superman. This was a permanent, semi-permanent change there for a little while, where they powered his powers way down, and they turned all the kryptonite into iron. So and made it there was nothing threatening to Superman at this point. Said they made a like a duplicate of him that took half of his powers. It's in the story anyway. Yeah, see, he gets caught in this accident. It's a really famous Kurt Swan Superman pose there. I think he makes an indent here on the beach and it ends up coming to life.
No.
Yeah. If I remember the story correctly. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've looked into this book. Kryptonite destroyed. Look at that panel.
That's Steranko, isn't it?
That's very
Yeah,
good
yeah.
Swan stuff. But
Those
it is Swan
hands,
and
it's Nick Fury. Look at that hand.
Yeah.
it's definitely Swan and Anderson though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's very unusual for him.
I think
That guy looks like number 2.
That's Morgan Edge here, the guy who runs or who owns Galaxy News Network.
I think he's been looking at Jim Steranko there.
Lovely work.
Really trying to bend and move the camera around a lot more than they were doing before. It's a nice worm's eye view shot.
Yeah.
Nice to see.
Oh, look at that.
It'd be great though, wouldn't it, if his trousers would have got caught and he headbutted the flags of the. Oh!
But that's the Christopher Reeve movie, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've caught sight of that panel.
Yeah. And here the bad guy has a piece of, pardon me, kryptonite in his bag, not realizing that it had been rendered docile. So Superman takes it out and says, "Oh, that's interesting," and so he eats it right in front of him.
Wow. Bet he shits dark matter.
Could use a bit of salt, he said. But all in all, quite a nice little snack.
It's a great pose on the previous panel, the last previous page where he's on the phone.
Yeah, he's leaning around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, clear, yes, good. Well, I mean, then you look at the next panel with him talking to Superman, how natural they look real. They're standing in a real place. Yeah.
And this is a mobile phone too. He's got the power pack right there. Early mobile phone.
So he's just eaten green kryptonite.
Well, it's been rendered into regular iron or turned into iron from that industrial accident that he was in.
So he's eating iron.
Yeah. With his super teeth.
It's going to do his super bowels a lot of good.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
munched it down like a mouldy old Twix.
Headless says Denny O'Neil said he didn't want to write Superman, but he did a good job nonetheless. Yeah.
That's because he was a bloody professional.
Yeah, he was good.
There's something that's sorely lacking in the comics industry now.
Amen. Page 350 straight up looks like Jim's work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's back where we were before, right?
Yeah. That's definitely from Jim Steranko on that.
Yeah.
It's having an influence on everybody. Page 352, middle panel, pure greatness. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. The Sand Superman story was redone shortly after John Byrne left the Superman title. So digging for something to do, I guess. I didn't like the art from the Woke 2. From the Woke 2 now? I'm not sure what that is, Marv. When you look at books like this one, you see that the characters look very natural. Yeah.
Mhm.
Early mobile phones, so brick-like. You could club
Club a baby
club
heart seal with one.
a baby heart seal with one. Yeah, the
If it
coloring
had a
makes
good wire on it, you could give it a good swing as well.
yeah. So the coloring makes everything look fake. Well, yeah, well that too, and the fact that they were the coloring here was printed on nice glossy white paper too, and at this point they were still printing on newsprint, and that was long before computer colors. So,
but look at those lines, like you say, that guy leaning around the wall. Look at the lines.
Yeah,
It's just gorgeous.
yeah,
You don't want color on that.
no,
and especially the lighting at the bottom of the panel where it's not just solid black.
No,
Between his legs and to the side there.
yep, a little cross hatching.
Yeah, great stuff. That
Yeah,
somebody who knows what they're doing.
yeah, it's Murphy all over. Yeah,
Yeah,
he just taps him out, flicks his nose, poink, knocks him out.
he's been looking at Fantastic Four there when Kirby knocks that guy out. When Ben Grimm, have you seen that? I think it's issue 55-ish, and he's Ben Grimm's down in Yancey Street, and somebody punches him in the stomach, and he just flicks him with his finger and sends him about 20 feet along the ground. It's really funny. Just a little humour. It's really funny. He's on the way to fight Galactus or someone. You know, this guy wants to punch him out.
See, flicks his nose here. He's lucky he didn't send cartilage up into his brain.
You're under arrest. Tap. That's great. Who's writing this? Do we know? Will it be Gardner Fox? Gardner Fox, someone like that.
I think this is just after Gardner Fox. Denny O'Neil. Yeah. Story by Denny O'Neil. Art by Kurt Swan, Murphy Anderson. Yep.
cool.
I really love to see the future perspective from the past, how they have robots and rockets and everything and chunky square cameras. And now we have the iPhone, but no robots doing what those robots can do.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yet.
That you know about.
It's all, that you know about. It's all coming.
Yeah, okay. Maybe Bizarro World does exist.
They're already, from what they've shown people, they're already getting real close to straight up androids.
I think that we live on the Bizarro world, Jens.
I think AI is over egged. To be honest with you, there's some clever stuff out there, but it's over egged. Did you see the other day that 128-bit Nintendo chess machine beat Chat GPT to a game of chess? There you go. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah. They're better seller than programmer.
Yeah. AI should be there to organise our accounts and make sure our shopping lists are doing well and occasionally do some spell check for us. It should not be drawing our comics. It should not be making our animations. It should not be trying to entertain us. It should go to hell.
If you want to listen to an interesting insight to the world where we're going, listen to David Bowie's 1971 song, Savior Machine.
Ooh.
Just put that in YouTube and just listen to what he says in it. And it's AI, it's machines.
David Bowie's a prophet.
It's great, wasn't it?
Well, I don't believe that the AI is dangerous as we think about Skynet or stuff. I think what is dangerous is that we allowed to trust the fake facts it comes with. Just take Google. When you go on Google now, it would summon up the facts that you are trying to find.
Yeah,
it just makes it up.
And we will start to trust that. We will not try to click through to find what we believe to be the truth. We will just trust whatever the AI is scrambling out. And that, I believe, is very dangerous.
Don't do that.
It's a great tool. I use it very much as a writer, as a sparring partner. I will never let it write it for me. But as a sparring partner, it's a fantastic tool. And it's also, please excuse me, it's also a great tool for when I speak with my artist and he says, how do you want this? I can search some image, I can draw some doodles, or I can show him some AI, not art, but AI, whatever. But it will never be the final result. It's a tool, just like clip art was in Word when we were in beginning.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the way it should be approached as well.
Yeah, just a
So,
tool,
But they are selling it like,
not a crutch.
yeah,
But
like
they're not just selling it. I mean, there are people who are, particularly people who are fans of AI, especially the art aspect, who are basically saying it's gatekeeping to say that you shouldn't use AI to produce art because the people that we used to be able to produce art were artists or writers or whatever, and they'd spent all that time getting good at it, or even might have a natural talent, which people don't like to talk about these days. And it's like, no, everybody's good at different things. If you can't draw and you can't practice enough to get good at being a good drawer, then don't draw. Do something else. Don't take away what's special about those people who can draw by simply saying, "Oh, AI should be able to do it all for me," and and I'm being held back because of it. It's like, no, I can't play football for England. I was crap at football my whole life. I'm not being held back. I'm just crap at football.
yeah.
It's like that's the way it is. Do something else. Be creative another way.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, people lose sight of this thing called talent.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
And practice does make you better, but you've got to be able to do it in the first place.
we're not going to finish this. This
We're
comic, are we?
pressing. We're pressing on the hour. We're just going to keep
Look at
moving through it till we're
what
done here.
PBR is saying.
We're
My
almost
wife is
done.
getting hungry. I'm the one to make dinner today.
Well, if you need to go, Jen's totally understandable.
Well,
Jim Lee puts too much when he draws. I never understood why he'd do that. It's his style, but it's too much for the eye. Mine, at least. I agree. You were saying, Jens?
No, I will stay a little. I like it
Okay.
here. I want to be
Can I-
here. I want
Can
to
I
live
get
here.
there you go. Can I get AI Man to listen to my wife's yammerings as I try to get to sleep? Oh my God! Even enough. Even though she's on vacation in Paris, somehow she's going to know I typed this. I'm a dead man.
I love it. Like, you go to bed and the wife says, "Oh, I'm really tired. Let's go to bed." And so you go to bed and you lay there and you go, "Are you okay? Yeah, okay. All right. No night." And then she's like, and she starts talking to you.
Yeah.
And she's talking about something. Often it's inane. It's something I don't really want to know about because that's because she's very caring and she's a lovely person and I'm not.
And then they fall asleep and you're looking at the ceiling all night.
Exactly. You're sitting there looking at the ceiling like, she's gone to sleep. I can hear her breathing gone, and you've kept me awake with talking about what happened at work, and I'm like, what? What are you talking
Because at bedtime,
about?
women wind up, men wind down.
Yeah, I just go to sleep. 2 minutes, I'm off.
Isn't that a great pose there where he's putting his hands through that floor thing?
Isn't it? Yeah. And his eyes as well. Yeah, the lasers. Or he's X-raying. Is he X-raying it? Yeah, he is. Yeah. Oh, he's just bonked him on the head.
That's fantastic, isn't it?
I love the range of strength. Like if he'd really done that, he'd probably have mushed their skulls.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Together. Runs
Love
over
it.
the other plane, smacks them through the ceiling.
It's just lovely action, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah.
Action, not violence.
Yes.
Yep.
It's romance, not sex.
He grabbed one by the nose and the other by the tail.
But look at that last panel on that first page. It doesn't look like Superman. It looks very old, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Does look a bit worn out.
Hard ink.
Mind you,
Yeah.
punching people through the,
I know I
through
will
the
be
ceilings of
question real life physics
aircraft.
right now, and that's wrong to question real life physics when you have Superman flying. But without Superman, is those two planes, could they even fly like that? The updrift would be so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit close, aren't we?
Yeah, well,
He's
one
holding
of
them
would
steady.
get off course.
He's holding
Well-
them steady because he's Superman. He can do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah, there you have it. Okay, yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
is.
Yeah,
He's doing it because he can.
He's
Yeah.
doing the
Superman's just holding it up with his wrist. It's like they don't need to do anything. He's got them. He's Superman.
okay.
Let me fly over that indent again. There we are.
Oh, it's like a Sandman.
Gets up and starts walking away.
He's got no face.
Action as Superman shows how to tame a wild volcano. Yeah.
We've got to stop there, haven't we?
We only have one more story to go.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll pass through it real quick. More great Kurt Swan material.
Oh,
It'll pass through so quick. It'll be like we've eaten
my God.
kryptonite.
You're dead. Yeah.
that's
Even
fantastic.
I say this is wow.
That's fantastic.
The story is by Leo Dorfman. Can't say I've ever heard of him.
No,
Maybe a pen name?
I would imagine so. It's probably Stanley or something.
Leo Dorfman.
Wow.
Look at the creases in the clothes,
Yeah.
especially on Buffalo Bill or whoever that is.
Custer, I think.
Is it Custer? That's amazing.
I know
Lovely
it's
work.
like Custer.
Really breaking out of DC mold there, isn't it? The layout on that.
Yeah.
It's still DC though, because Superman's thinking, great galloping galaxies. Is this a wax museum or a costume ball? Unless I'm losing my mind, I'm face to face with George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Colonel Custer. But
they are all dead.
long ago. Yeah, they all died long ago.
Oh dear.
Custer got real close to being president.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, pushed it a bit
Caught
too
up
far,
a little.
didn't he?
Got a little caught up in too many Indian affairs.
Yeah. He was using that as his sort of running thing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That he was knocking all the indigenous people out.
He's going
All
to
the
use that
people
as a
mi-
springboard. Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't having it. He's got longer hair in this, hasn't he? Superman.
Well, it's more mod.
That's what I mean. It's for
More
the time.
modern.
It's a little longer. Yeah. Whammo.
Oh, to hell with it. If I'm a dead man, I might as well let it out just how much I so love being talked to by my wife through the door as I try to do my business. I understand that completely, PBR. So he was weakened passing over the sand outline, I think. Yeah, he probably was. Page 262, 263. Wow, just wow. Yeah.
Yeah, PBR. We understand you weren't shit in the bed. In the bathroom.
Well, in the bathroom, he says. Yep, I knew. I knew exactly what you meant. You said that situation the other day. Anyway.
Whammo.
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 Look at that action here. Those lines. Great stuff.
Moo.
Crazy, man.
He just threw a cow.
No, that's a super cow.
That's a bull. Super baby tossing a bull. Yeah. Superman matching memories. There's that dust monster again. There's a guy with a tall forehead.
He's clever though.
He's the smart one.
Look at that. There you go. The profile, both of those profiles on the right-hand page.
Yeah.
Middle panel, left-hand side, and then the bottom panel, right-hand side. Yeah, fantastic.
It's great stuff. Look at the ink work too. Just, it's phenomenal. think this is still Anderson here as well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Swanderson. Wow.
Very classic stuff. Thicker line here. Look at that. Wanting to make
Yeah.
sure those faces stood out.
I'll tell you something. If Swanderson would have worked on Spider-Man, it would have been amazing.
It would have been good, wouldn't it?
Would have loved to have seen it.
Although Spider-Man did have some great artists. If you think about it.
Yeah. Well, just think if you had these two guys as well as Gil Kane and Ramita and all these people. You know,
who drew the Spider-Man Superman crossover?
John Buscema, wasn't it?
Was it?
Was it?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Anybody out there know? I was going to say Jose Garcia Lopez, but I'm probably wrong. PBR, sorry, didn't finish my thought. I got sidetracked by pages 260 or 362 and 363. The wife talking through the bathroom door to me while I am doing my business. Yep, real big on my hit parade. Yeah.
Pencilers for Superman, Spider-Man, Ross Andrew.
Oh, there you go. Ross Andrew was doing Spider-Man at the time.
Neil Adams, who did an uncredited redrawing of Superman figures. John Romita Sr. Inkers was Dick Giordano, Terry Austin, uncredited backgrounds. Bob Wycheck, uncredited backgrounds.
Right,
so there you go.
Must
So it
have
was,
been
Ross Andrew and Neil Adams. So
must have been just as Austin was coming in.
yeah. Ross Andrew was fantastic.
Yeah.
Love
Another
Ross
one
Andrew.
of those, just like Swan, very underrated. Had a huge run on Wonder Woman that is just amazing.
Yeah.
Just crazy good. Mooney, I think, picked up after Andrew was done on Wonder Woman.
Ross Andrew should be up there in those top names, in my view.
Yeah.
You know, and he doesn't get quite the same billing as people like Buscema and Romita, and he just doesn't get, or even Gil Kane. He doesn't get the same kind of billing, but he should, because his work was just fabulous.
Well, Andrew was the kind of workhorse that once he got on a book, he could stay on a book for as long as they wanted him on the book. So like he did almost the whole run of Metal Men. We've looked at that material way back when, but that was amazing stuff. And then he went, I think before Metal Men, he did Wonder Woman for quite a few years. And then he jumped to, I'm pretty sure it was Spider-Man after that.
Well, nothing gets past issue 10 these days, so that's not a requirement anymore, is it?
No.
But I would say what I do, that would be one of my strengths. I'd quite happily sit on a book for 2 years.
Yeah.
And do it. I'd turn it in every month. But those skills don't seem to be required anymore.
It's application, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of white zipper up in here. Nice.
I like the obviously the casting that is evident with Christopher Reeve, because he has a thin nose like that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, they nailed it, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I believe so.
Oh, Endless says Garcia Lopez drew the Batman Hulk team up. Thanks. Yep. I knew he was in there.
He also said that John Buscema did the second one. Did the second
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So first one was Andrew's, second one was John Buscema. Okay.
Yeah, obviously the John Buscema one was the one I saw because I didn't know Ross Andrew had done that.
This last story is just awesome. I can't get over how good it is. This is typical of the run during this time. And also you're seeing the work here in black and white too, and you're not being hindered by any color. So yeah, it's great work, phenomenal work. If you want to see some more great Ross Andrew inking, I would recommend the Adam Strange run that he inked over Carmine Infantino. Just did beautiful work. Just gorgeous stuff. Some of my favorite. Nope, one more story.
You lied.
I did.
Yeah, I got to bounce.
Okay, Jen.
Jens, before you go, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, find me at jenspreacher.com, and I hope so later today I can announce you can find me at Critical Blast. We will see. We will see.
Good.
There
Anyway,
you go. Good luck on that.
Bunny 2 is coming.
Cool. Yeah.
We are working hard. Anyway,
Good.
take good care. Thank you so much for having me.
Jens, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
However long you can stay, whenever you can make it. You
See you
take
next
care.
time, Jens.
See you,
Have a
mate.
great week.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
So Jeff Brown has written this. Who's Jeff Brown?
No idea. Brown with an E. Wow. Yeah. Swan and Anderson again on the art. That's
Yeah.
funny that they gave him back billing. Usually the story
Yeah.
comes first.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's very unusual.
Ah,
Duel of Doom. So it's copywritten 71.
wow. This is great. You think you've seen it all, and you get. I've never seen this because I'm not a DC person, but it's just fantastic work, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just people who can draw, isn't it? It's
It's about the size of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just so
Yeah.
good.
Michael Hart says, I always think Irv Norvik on Batman was very underrated. Absolutely. Yep. We talked about him and Don Newton and Norm Brayfogle.
Norm Brayfogle, yeah.
Recently, all very underrated runs on that work. Jim Aparo too. Can't I love that
Yeah,
guy's
Jim,
work.
Mhm.
Just amazing stuff. We'll work. I got a big book of his stuff that we'll take a look at here eventually.
Definitely a must.
Look at the pose on that first page of that girl looking to the side. Isn't that fantastic? Bottom left, first page.
Yeah, she's turning.
Yeah, isn't that great?
It's got a little bit of Steranko about it on the left there. Whether
Yeah,
it's just the stripes or not, I don't know.
lovely work.
He loved a bit of striping.
Yeah. Feathering work.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Rawr.
Anderson again working his brush.
Yeah.
Big Alex Raymond fan. Anderson was.
it's very nice,
Good
clean
work.
line, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Beautiful.
Shadow work here.
And he's turned into Peter Parker.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. There you go, parachuting into Candor,
Like you do.
like you do.
Can he not fly there?
No, they bathe it in a red light so that they're
So
all
he's just
humanoid.
normal.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yep.
Lovely.
Marv said, I would love to see these guys draw. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a Tales of Candor backup story. Yep.
They must have thought Tales of Asgard was good.
And they're coming in. Yep. That's it.
Wow.
Done.
What a great book.
That was a great
listing,
book.
listing from where everything was from. Other media which Superman has appeared. It's only good up to 72, 71, 72. Yep. More authentic coffee stain there.
Yeah, makes it real, doesn't it?
Makes it real. Yep.
Lovely.
There, Superman from the 30s to the 70s, folks.
What a great book. Did they do
Great,
one?
great book.
Did they do a later one, 80s to whenever?
Nope.
Because if that was
Not
1971, they were only breaking into it, weren't they?
I do have the companion volumes to this, though, which is Batman from the 30s to the 70s and Shazam from the 30s to the 70s.
Oh, we should
No,
look
that
at
would
those.
be good. Yeah.
Get those
Yeah.
on.
And I'm pretty sure that Shazam book has actually got the Black Adam story in it.
Ah.
The one story he was in back in way back when that they wouldn't, nobody wants to admit existed.
Yeah.
But it was a good story because they got him at the end of the story. They get him to say Shazam, and he reverts back to his 4,000 or 5,000 year old Egyptian self and instantly turns to dust.
Oh,
Bummer.
And they're like, "Ha ha, I gotcha." Anyway, we knew that was going to happen. But anyway, it was a good story. Superman from the 30s to the 70s, folks. If you want to see more of that, let us know. Leave a comment. Got a Batman book, got a Shazam book just like this, covering those eras. And if you think the Superman's weird, the Batman one gets really, really weird.
Really weird, yeah.
It was a real shame, this book, because the best work was the Swanderson stuff right at the end.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
It's like, I want to see more of that, you know.
Well, we get into that Batman stuff. There's a lot of Dick Sprang material in that's just really pretty. If you like that material. Let us know, folks, what else you want to see us do. We are here every Sunday, 9 a.m. There will be more stuff next week. Next week's show will be pre-recorded, so the chat won't be live, but we'll still be here. I'm not sure exactly what we'll be covering, but we'll cover something. So, got to stand up and give a hand clap for that last story. Outstanding. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there was some really good art, some good entertainment during that run. Marv says you have to show that who was that? Shabute book one of these days, Glenn. Yeah. Sounds good. Jim and his stripes, Al and his spots, what guys and little things that they like to put everywhere. Yeah, everybody's got their own style. Everybody, especially when you're working like a workhorse like this, everybody had their little things to keep them amused and keep them on the job.
Yeah, it's just a shorthand, isn't it?
Yeah. So my parents bought all three of those for me at a Belk's or J.C. Penney's when I was a little kid. I think Superman 2 was in theaters at the time. Maybe. They must have been older reprints of the books because these come out in 71. So
I'm sure they reprinted them.
And that Shazam book is incredibly rare. So if you've still got it, hang on to it. I've seen that at the show for some pretty ridiculous, at the conventions at some pretty ridiculous prices. So I was kind of shocked. Apparently a real low print run. Read, enjoy, remember. Absolutely, PBR. Folks, we want to thank you so much for stopping by today. We know the majority of our audience is after the fact, and we want to thank you very much for being here. Make sure you leave a like, leave any kind of interaction you have with whatever platform you find this program on. Just goes to help our algorithm. So please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you're on YouTube, we are archived at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and I could really use a lot of subscribers. Comic Book Black Belt is really close to 1,000 already, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. So make sure you go there and like and subscribe. Let us know if there's anything that you want to take a look at, that you want us to take a look at and talk about. We'll be happy to take that under consideration. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at russleach.com. Sign up for that email list. They're going to be sending out an email later to everybody. And, of course, we'll be sending one out at the end of the week when the campaign for issue 3 starts on Friday. So you want to find out more about that, more about what we do, especially the Atlantean. Sign up for that email list over at russleach.com.
There you go. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on Fund My Comic. You can find me at New Haven Press, but all of my stuff is on Amazon. So if you check that out, you'll find lots of stuff there. It's got 12 books, different subjects, magazines, all kinds of stuff. So just go to Amazon, or failing that, put my name in Google and something will appear.
All right.
There you go.
And
Don't look in the images, though.
Yeah.
Oh, don't look at the images. And folks, if you're looking for something to read, something modern to read, go over to Fund My Comic. Take a look at those different campaigns that are over there. Look at Hatch. Be on the lookout for the Atlantean. That'll be there this time next week. And you won't regret it. There's some really, really great campaigns going on over there. Some phenomenal work. Tim Tyler is over there. There's all sorts of people over there that are doing some fantastic work. So go over there and check those out. Marv says the Atlantean 2 is on Amazon, and I'll get it soon. There we are. Atlantean 2 is on Amazon. So would you like to say thanks for making, would like to say thanks for making my Sunday morning, gents. Hope your day goes swimmingly for you all, you as well. And hope you have a great week. Everybody watching this program, do take care of yourself. Is there a launch date for the Atlantean 3 yet? We're looking at July 18th, next Friday.
That's the campaign.
For the campaign?
Yeah, the campaign ends end of August. So it should be in people's postbox by the start of September.
Hope so. Yeah, it should be. Yep. And again, deeply appreciate everybody stopping by. Says you too. Marv says you too. Says, and if my wife asks if I was talking any smack about her, I was never here. Yep. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. See you soon. Excellent. Headless says, yes, we have to be moving on. Don't forget our Friday morning show, Comics by Night, 5 a.m. Eastern time, where we'll be looking, again, I'm not quite sure what we're going to be looking at. Probably, I'm thinking Wonder Warthog. I am, just to keep the underground stuff going. Yeah. Take a look at Wonder Warthog. I've got a bunch of underground stuff I need to dig up and show people anyway, just because nobody's talking about it enough.
You'll have to check them out though. You don't want to be turning pages.
Wonder, I'm sure, is safe. Yeah. Wonder Warthog is pretty safe. It's just a warthog running around doing superhero stuff. My crown, RV says. Okay. Folks, take care. Don't forget our shows. We'll be back here 9 a.m. next Sunday morning for Sunday Funnies. Comics by Night, 5 a.m. Friday morning. All sorts of comics greatness. We do this because we are inspired by it. We love doing it. We love this conversation that we have, no matter where it meanders off to. And we're not getting paid for this. We're not monetized. Any of our platforms aren't monetized. Then if you could do us a favor, if you enjoy this program, make sure you tell folks that we're here, because we would love to have a wider audience and more eyes on us. We've been doing this for a couple of years. We've got a large archive of different great sequential artwork waiting for you to discover if you haven't seen them yet. There's some fantastic stuff out there, and there's a lot more to come. We're going to keep doing this until we can't, because we love doing it. And we deeply appreciate you being here and being part of the conversation and being part of our watchers or listeners, whatever you do. We hope that we make your workday go a little smoother. Folks, take care. Have a great week.
See ya.
We will see you next time. Got this little trailer thing I loaded up. I'm not sure if it works. Let's try it. Let's see how it goes. In the time before Atlantis sank, when the lands of this world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny, seizing his place as a king. After defending his throne and learning the devastating truth of the Serpent Kingdom and its deadly cults, King Kull in his right hand ruled the Spear Slayer, make a solemn vow to hunt down and destroy the hidden empire of these serpent demons. These are the tales of those journeys. This is the Atlantean. Tales inspired by the brilliance of Robert E. Howard, featuring his first barbarian characters as introduced in the pages of his classic tale, The Shadow Kingdom. Each volume contains beautifully painted covers and around 50 pages of original black and white art and story, featuring classic sword and sorcery adventures you don't want to miss. Join us on these epic adventures and sign up now for news with the email list at russleach.com. Bring your axe and prepare for battle. Well, that was the old one. We'll have the new one next week.
Yeah, the new one's up.
Well,
go to my web.
Yeah.
You can go to the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel. It's up there. So,
all right.
Hi, y'all. It is again time for our Appalachian word of the day. The word of the day is July. I trusted you and you cheated on me. Why July?
Hi, would you like some headphones?
Absolutely, but how did you know my name was Phones?
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.